What's up, guys? I'm Lane with Oak Fusky Outdoors, and today I got a video that you guys requested. We're going to build a bait tank, and some of you guys seen the last video that I had quite a bit of interest in it, but people were wanting to see a step-by-step on how I did it, so that's what we're going to do today. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys a chance to win the bait tank that we build today. So watch this video all the way to the end, and I'll let you know how to enter. So let's get after it. Alright guys, so the first thing you need is just an old ice chest, and it doesn't really matter what size it is, but we want to make it round for shad so that shad will stay alive. And as most of you know, shad will get in the corner and they'll get red-nosed on you and die. So we're going to try to make this square ice chest round. So what I did is I cut a 5-gallon bucket, a piece of a 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to put it in here like this to make this round. The last bait tank that I did, I put one on both ends, but the other ice chest that I used had a 90-degree corner on both ends. This one, if you can see, it has more of a rounded corner, so I'm not real worried about this side. This side's more of a 90, so we're going to round this side off, and I'm going to leave this side the way it is. I'm making 2 of these. I'm only going to film one, but I'm making 2 of them. I've already cut this one, but to show you how I did it, we're going to go over to the table saw and I'm going to cut another one. So let's get over there and do that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut the bottom off of this bucket, and then we're going to cut just below these ribs here. We're going to cut that part off, and then we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to have 2 half circles when we're done. So come around here where you can see. Basically, I set my table saw to 3/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to put the bucket up against the fence, and I'm just going to spin it like this and cut the bottom of it off. So plug it in. Alright, so we cut the bottom of it off. Now I'm going to adjust it a little bit further. Alright, that right there is enough to cut the lip of it off. On this bucket right here, it's just shy of 4 inches, about 3 7/8 to cut the lip off. So just be careful not to get into the metal part of the bucket. I might try to take that off so I don't get it in my table saw blade. Alright, we'll take that off, that way we ain't gotta worry about it. So now you're just left with this bucket, the top and the bottom cut off. Now we're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to cut it again to where we have 2 pieces. Now, just like that, you've got 2 pieces that you can put in your square ice chest and make it round. If you've got an ice chest that's got 90-degree corners on all ends, you can put 2 pieces in. If it's like the one we're going to use today, you can only use 1. So let's go back and I'll show you how we put them. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hook up the filtration system on the bait tank, and this is really important for keeping shad. That's what makes this this bait tank different than a lot of your ice chests that are just you know, have a bubbler in them. This one here is going to filter the water, and it does really good at keeping shad alive. So that's what we're going to go with. First thing we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole in here, and we're going to put this in, and this is what our filter sock is going to hook up to, like that. So this is a 1 1/8 90-degree through hole. I got this at Bass Pro. I'm going to try to find a link to one on Amazon, and I'll put it in the description of the video. But what I'm going to use to drill the hole with is a step drill bit, and we're going to put it, you know, close to the bottom and 90-degree up like that. It's actually going to go the other way. This is going to be the side with the fish, and this side over here is going to be the side for the filter. So I'm just going to pick out roughly center of this tank and drill a hole in it, pretty close to the bottom. We're going to start out about right there. I know it's at least that size. It's going to be bigger than that, so we're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger until that thing will fit in there. You can get these step drill bits at like Harbor Freight for pretty cheap. I got both of these in the same pack. I think that's still a little bit small. Keep going. That's going to be pretty close there. Well, that got to over that side, but didn't get over the thread, so we're going to go one more size up. Alright. That's going to be perfect right there. So, slide it through there. It's going to be pretty tight. I think that'll fit. Be tight enough, you might have to thread it. Try to ream it out just a little bit more. Alright, that hole is inch and a quarter is what size we end up going to. That's a pretty tight fit. That's what we want. Alright, we got it all the way snug down on there, like that. And then we're going to run this nut on the back side. This is a really easy build, guys. Anybody can do it, and it works really well. I fished in a catfishing tournament last weekend, and I caught some shad at about 4:30 that evening, and I fished till 2 in the morning with them, and they were still alive and kicking real good. And I actually even turned them loose at the end of the night, the ones that we didn't use for fishing. So it works really good, and they'll stay alive even longer than that. But Alright, so now that we got that on there, you know, this is, you put your filter sock on here. I'll try to get a link to these in the description also. You don't have to use these though. You can use pantyhose or even a regular sock if you want to filter the water. But this is actually made for filtering aquariums and stuff. And you can get these that they have commercially available bait tanks that use these also. And you can get one of them. You can get a filter sock from one of them companies as well. It just slides over there like that. And then I've got it tightened down with the hair tie, but you can use a rubber band or a piece of string or whatever. And when the water filters through there, it's going to catch all the scales and poop and mud in the water and everything, and it works really good. So this is a 500 gallon per hour bilge pump. You can get these at Walmart, Bass Pro. I'm going to try to link one for Amazon. It's a 12 volt, you know, bilge pump. You set this in here like this, and it's going to pump water out of this side into the other side. It's going to circulate the water, and it's going to aerate the water. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drill another hole in the side of this tank to put this deal through. I'll go back to my small drill bit here. Put it about right here. This hose is what we're gonna stick through there, so I'm going to this size. Bigger. One more. Maybe 7, 8. Yep. 7/8 is going to be the hole size for that, and then we'll put the put that on the other side just like that, and then you can spin this around and angle it to circulate the water, and it'll give it kind of a current in the tank. So now, see here, we're just going to put this down in the tank. This is going to go into there. Just add it like that. All there's left to do now is just silicone it in. So I'm just using some all-purpose 100% 100% silicone. It's clear, indoor, outdoor use. It's 100% waterproof.
Action.
All right, guys. So I cut me a couple of boards here, or scrap pieces of wood, to wedge in there and keep this board up tight against the edge for when I silicone it. And first I'm just going to run the beads on the side, and I'll probably let them dry for a little while, then I'll take those boards out and I'll do the bottom. It's real simple. Wear some gloves. Don't be scared to put a big bead on it. I'm just running a pretty healthy bead of silicone along the top here. I'll run it back this way too, just a little ways. Alright, I'm going to take my finger. I'm just going to get it in there real good. Try to work it into that, behind that bucket as much as you can. If you can get a little bit in behind it, the more it'll seal. Since I got a bunch left over, I'm going to go ahead and come over this other side and rub it along there. kind of messy, but once it dries, you can't really see it. And the fish don't mind it. All right. I'll put another bead in there. It's not real important that this thing doesn't leak, because at the end of the day, you know, both sides are going to be full of water, so it's not that big a deal if it leaks. But we don't want it to leak very much. We want most of the water to go through the filtration system. Anything that leaks around the edges won't be filtered, so that's why we're sealing it off. A little bit more down here. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry for about 15-20 minutes. I'm gonna pull those boards out, and then I'm gonna do the bottom, and I'll get back with you then. Alright guys, we're back out here. The silicone's dry. Alright, I'm gonna take my little boards out of here. Stuck to the side there, it's alright. My knife, cut that loose. I ain't got my knife. I got it. Alright, got our boards out of there. Our silicone's not 100% dry, but it's not tacky anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and silicone the bottom now, and then I'll probably go ahead and run another coat over this one just to be safe and extra sealed up. So we're just going to run a bead right here around the bottom, just like this. Big old healthy bead. Silicone both directions. Actually, that's probably enough to go all the way around. I'm just going to use my hand here, and I'm going to kind of work it up underneath that bucket. Run it both directions all the way around. Go ahead and come on up this side. Alright, I didn't have quite enough to go around, so I'm gonna more. All right. There's one little spot right here that's kind of my bucket didn't cut good. It's not real flat there, so I'm gonna put a kind of extra bit right there just to make sure that it seals up. I'm gonna run a little bit more up the sides. Just to be safe. If we put any fish in our tank and they don't like my silicone job, we'll just use them for bait. then we won't have to worry about them. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll be about ready to fill it up with water and see how it works. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're almost done. I've got it put together a little bit here. Our silicone is almost dry, but we're still gonna give it a little bit more time. But I'm gonna drill a hole here in the side to run our power wire for our bilge pump. So I'm just gonna show you guys how to do that. I'm just gonna go right down here on the side and just drill a small hole right there, just like that. Run them through those holes. Side like that. Come on out of there. There we go. Alright. We got both our wires out there. And that was a 1/4-inch drill bit that I drilled that hole with. Alright guys, I think our silicone's dry enough. We can go ahead and put some water in this thing. I'm sorry the video's been running long, but there's a lot of stuff to show you guys. I'm going to show you how to put the filter sock on it, and then we'll fill it up with water and I'll show you how it works. I just got this filter sock tied with a hair tie, and it's tied, you know, tight where it'll stretch. And I'm just basically just going to slide it over that piece of tube down there. It's kind of a tight fit, but once it goes around, once you get started, it goes pretty easy. I just slide it all the way around, just like that, and it's slid all the way back to the base, and that thing's 90'd up into that filter sock, so it ought to work good. Let me get the water turned on. Alright, I'm going to put some water in this bad boy and show you how it works. As you'll notice, when I fill it up with water, you know, the water's going to start going into the other side there, which is what we want it to do. And when I start pumping water and circulating water, it will it'll just keep coming through that filter sock and pumping into the other side. See there, now it's finally got above that 90, so it's going to start pouring into the other side, and it's going right through that filter sock. That's why I said it's not that big a deal if it leaks around the silicone, because it's, you know, both sides are going to be full of water anyway. The water level stays the same on both sides, so as we start pumping water out of that side into this side, it's going to keep equalizing and circulating. Alright, let's plug it into our battery here, and probably got a little bit too much water in it. Just like that. Put a little bit less water in it, get the water level below that sprinkler, and it'll give you a little more bubbles. There it is, guys. You can put the lid on it, and it's insulated, so it'll help. It's good for keeping your bait. You can throw a little bit of ice in there if you want to on hot days and keep them cool, keep your water temperatures down. It'll run like that. You know, you can hook it up to your boat, hook it up to the back of your truck, whatever you want to do. I got it hooked up to a battery right now, but all right, so what you guys have been waiting on is me to tell you how you can enter to win this. All you got to do is you got to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, and once you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, I want you to share this video out to any social media. I don't care if it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Just share this video, give the video a thumbs up, and then comment on this video. Just comment done. You can say whatever you want to say on there, leave a comment, but make sure you say done so I know that you shared it out. And I'm gonna, once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm gonna draw somebody to win this tank. I've got 441 subscribers right now, or last time I looked at it. So it's gonna take 59 subscribers for us to give this away. So share it out, like the video, and comment done. And good luck. I hope somebody wins it, and I'll get it to you. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next video.